to one of the guy's brothers, Jerry Hairston Jr. Jerry, I knew Mookie Betts was really good. I knew he was really good. I didn't appreciate how great he really is until I seen him these last couple of years in the division with the Dodgers, coming into Oracle and going down there to be a Gold Glove outfielder and now play shortstop. And what he's doing against lefties is incredible. What he does on the base pass is incredible. I think he's one of the greatest all-around talents I've ever seen play baseball. And it's hard for me to hate him. You watch him every single day. What's the thing that pops out the most for you?
His work ethic. I think he works too hard. Listen, that's saying something. I'm a guy, obviously, you guys know my career. I wasn't the biggest, strongest, fastest guy. I had to really work and make sure that my skill level was as best it could be to be able to compete at the big league level. And watching Mookie Betts come out and do early work just about every single day to make himself better, and then go out there, lead off, get 5, 6 at-bats a night, play high-level shortstop, and do it every single day, and then drive in runs, hit home runs, score a lot of runs, be so responsible for the offense as being that leadoff hitter, get that offense going. I've seen from the 80s to now, I've seen, Barry Bonds, who I still think Barry Bonds is the greatest hitter I've ever seen.
Agreed.
I've seen Tony Gwynn. Ken Griffey Jr. is the best baseball player I've ever seen. Shohei Otani may have something to say about that as his career goes on. But the most skilled baseball player my eyes have seen is Mookie Betts. I mean, you just touched on it. Mookie Betts made himself into an elite right fielder. Now, he was blocked when he was drafted by the Boston Red Sox years ago. He was drafted as a second baseman shortstop. Dustin Pedroia was ahead of him. So they knew that his bat's going to play in the big league, so they decided to move in right field. He becomes arguably the greatest defensive right fielder this game has seen. You can obviously put Roberto Clemente in that category as well. Incredible arm in right field, accurate, strong, incredible range. And, oh, by the way, Mookie, we need you to play second base. I played second base in years. Goes out there and last year plays Gold Glove caliber second base. He was going to be the starting second baseman for the Dodgers this year. Worked on it the whole offseason to prepare himself, and then Gavin Lux, because of his injury, his arm, everything, they had to move him back to second base, and now Mookie Betts slides over to shortstop. I can't put it into words how difficult that is. Now, I did that for a career, but here's the difference. I was asked to play shortstop, for 5, 6, 7 days at a time, and then Jerry, go to center field 5, 6 days at a time. That's cool. Go to second. I could do that. Mookie Betts does it at an elite level, and I didn't have the offensive ability that Mookie had. You know what I'm saying? So I really appreciate him as not just an incredible player. He's a superstar, but he plays the game so hard. And like I said, he's the most skilled baseball player I've ever seen. And, oh, by the way, he can run the bases, too.
Oh, he's elite at that.
It's crazy. No, you say most skilled baseball player you've ever seen. Oh, by the way, they got Shohei Otani, maybe the second most, or will go down as the most skilled just as a pitcher and as a hitter. Oh, Freddie Freeman, MVP. Will Smith, who has had like an 0 for 22 slump heading into last night. He's still batting .309. He's just an unsung hero there. Max Muncy, giant killer. Teoscar Hernandez might be the best bat on both the A's and the Giants here in the Bay Area if he was on this team. He's your 7th and 8th hitter. It's just amazing looking at that lineup, Jerry, up and down. And I just can't help, and Giants fans just can't help to juxtapose that with their own lineup. Mike Yastrzemski, Thairo Estrada, not really household names, although Yastrzemski known more for his grandfather, Lamont Wade Jr., guys like that. What are your overall thoughts on this roster, the construction of it, and where Farhan Zaidi is at in this, I don't know if we want to call it rebuild, reconstruction. I mean, we're entering 6 years now of Farhan Zaidi, and Giants fans don't know what to make of him.
Well, I think it's not for the lack of trying. I mean, I think, Giants fans were hoping that in the last couple off seasons they would have landed Aaron Judge, right? They made a run at Aaron Judge, but it was tough to pry him away from New York and the Yankees. And then this past off season, everybody knew the Giants were all in on Shohei Otani. And they were all in on a couple other guys. that they weren't unable to sign, and that makes it difficult. You know, you have to be able to, if you want to compete and make sure that you have studs in your lineup or in the pitching rotation, you got to go out there and finish as far as signing those guys. Unfortunately for the Giants fans and for the Giants organization, they weren't able to do that. They've been trying to do that. It's just they weren't able to do that. And then a guy like Lamont Wade, I think he is a great ball player. Now, Lamont Wade is asked to do a lot of things. I mean, he's off to a great start. I think he's got great bat-to-ball skills, really good power. And I know from the 7th, 8th inning on, he's been outstanding with clutch base hits. But yes, when you lose a Conforto to injury, when you lose your center fielder, who you guys signed, to that shoulder injury, it already hurts the team because you don't have that type of depth as far as from the start perspective. So, I thought that the Giants players came out last night, played extremely hard. Luis Matos has a lot of ability, and he should probably get a pretty good runway to play, for the next couple of weeks. So, but make no mistake. Listen, the Giants have tried to land guys. Unfortunately for them, they've been unable to land them.
I'm looking at this Dodger attendance thing that's going on right now. I mean, you guys had almost 4 million fans last year, 5th all time in franchise history. This year, I mean, I'm just seeing last night as a great example. It's a Monday in the middle of May, school's still going on, and the place is packed, and it's a lot of Dodger fans. Have you seen anything like this? Because we've seen it with the Warriors when they were good. The road trips were out of control in terms of fans coming out of all over the place with their Warrior gear on. We see with the 49ers. The team travels really well. There's only 17 games, so it's a little different. It feels like the traveling circus when I see the Dodgers on the road.
The fan base here in L.A. is incredible. They are so passionate about the Dodgers. And you just mentioned they travel so well. I got a chance to play for the Yankees when we won it in 2009. That fan base is insane. They go out and make sure they represent, whether we were in Philadelphia, whether in Boston, in Baltimore, it didn't matter. The Yankee fans were always there in droves. It's the same thing with the Dodgers fans. It doesn't matter. We just went down to San Diego, led by Pantone 294, and thousands of fans filled that ballpark on that Saturday night, and the Dodgers won that game. That you mentioned in San Francisco. Yes, there is a buzz, not only in L.A. with the team that we have, but really, globally. We just played in South Korea. Fans went out there, and so many Dodger fans were there. So, the Dodger brand is a global brand, and they've done a tremendous job making sure they had plenty of star power for the fans to be excited about. So every time you go to a Dodger game, whether it's at home or on the road, every fan has a chance to see something special, whether it's Shohei Otani do something special, Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Teoscar Hernandez, who's off to an incredible start. This Dodgers team has plenty of star power. But more importantly, it's must-see, not only TV, but must-see at every stadium you can go to.
You've been really supportive of Farhan Zaidi, the Giants, kind of the head guy here when it comes to the team. And you mentioned Matos, but what's your thoughts on where the Giants are at in terms of developing? Like, I just have very little faith in Farhan Zaidi currently. I think that their lack of developing the farm is just, it's starting to come home to roost. It's been 6 years, and I don't think we strike fear in other fan bases. Do you still believe in Farhan, or are you starting to kind of, join my side of the fan base?
Development is a tough thing, man. You can go out there and see a guy when he's 18 years old, 17 years old, 20 years old, and you try to project, okay, at 23, 24, he's going to be that dude. Sometimes it just doesn't happen. That's why I really think drafting, and especially in baseball, and signing in baseball, it's one of the hardest things to do to kind of project. That's why when you have scouts that have been great for some time, you keep them. You keep those scouts because it is an art, man, to find guys at 16, 17, 18 and see them, okay, this guy's going to be this at 23, at 24 years of age. Now, Farhan knows this as well as anybody. You have to be able to hit on those signings. You have to be able to hit on your draft picks. If you don't, that puts your organization in a tough bind. Listen, the Dodgers get crushed, and wrongfully so. Oh, they're the big money and they're high market, which is true. But they've done a tremendous job of developing talent. They developed so much talent, they were able to trade for a Mookie Betts and a David Price. They were able to bring up Walker Buehler, bring up Will Smith, bring up a variety of guys.
Gavin Stone.
Corey Seager. Now Gavin Stone, Bobby Miller. They make sure they have the scouts in place and they have the development in the minor leagues, so when they get to the big leagues, they hit the ground running. That is the biggest thing that a lot of fans don't realize. The Dodgers do an incredible job in signing, in drafting, and development. That is the foundation of this organization. That's the very reason why, one of the reasons why, Shohei Otani fell in love with the Dodger organization. Yes, he got tons of money, but the Giants offered him tons of money. You know what I'm saying? Other organizations offered him tons of money, but Shohei Otani saw the development and who's coming up the pipeline and the history of the Dodgers last, 10, 12, 15, 20 years as far as developing talent. Listen, Corey Seager's not with us anymore. He's thriving in Texas, but he was developed in the Dodgers system. Obviously, Cody Bellinger, he's not with us, but he was developed in the Dodgers organization. So, you have to be able to develop talent, especially here in baseball. Talking
to Jerry Hairston Jr. here at Real J Hair on Twitter, X, whatever the hell you want to call it. Dodgers broadcaster, 15-year MLB vet, World Series champion. And Jerry, you mentioned the guy, Shohei Otani. What has that experience been like this year for the Dodgers? Obviously, starting off with a little bit of a scandal is his translator. Obviously, what went down there? No charges found on Shohei when it comes to the illegal gambling, anything like that. What has that been like with Shohei and Dodger Blue and the fan reception?
Well, he's been received very well here in L.A., received very well with his teammates. The one thing I've noticed about Shohei, just being around, the field, during BP, a little bit in the clubhouse, I didn't realize how much of a guy, a jokester he is. Always having fun, always smiling. And I play with Ken Griffey Jr., and the way he is around the clubhouse with the guys reminds me a lot of Ken Griffey Jr. Jr. used to always smile, have fun with his teammates, joking around, play some pranks. And I remember when I first got to Cincinnati, and when I was with Griffey, I tell a couple of my teammates, I go, man, he's always in a great mood. He's always laughing, joking around. And then all my teammates says, if you had his swing, wouldn't you be happy all the time? I said, that's a great point. So like Shohei Otani, if you had his ability, wouldn't you be happy all the time? So he's always happy, having a great time with his teammates. Just a really good teammate. Obviously, the scandal that kind of rocked baseball and the sports world did not rock him. He knew he was innocent from day one. And his teammates, after seeing him talking and addressing the media for 12 minutes, you knew he was innocent. He was never stressing. Guys, when you do something wrong, I don't care who you are, you're going to be stressed a little bit.
Jerry.
He knew he was clean.
Jerry.
And he was able to go out there and do his thing.
Jerry,
yes, sir.
Look at.
Yes.
I'm the biggest Barry Bonds fan in the world. Love him. Love what he did for my neighborhood.
Careful.
Love him to death.
Careful.
I know that he's done some things. Shohei did something. Come on, doggy.
Defend Barry Bonds.
We don't believe you. Come on, doggy.
Defend Barry Bonds now.
I've been around gamblers my whole life. When somebody gambles, you're in the room. The fact I just watched the entire federal government take 5 years to try to track down a few people in this city over garbage bills. There's no way they wrapped up an investigation in 5 days on this guy. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. You and I can disagree. I don't believe it.
I'm going to disagree with you. Here's the deal. Listen, first of all, I love Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds appeared on my podcast. He was our first guest on our podcast. Barry, just incredible dude, best hitter I've ever seen in my life.
Love him.
So I'm not gonna sit here and have you badmouth Barry. I love Barry. Okay, Shohei Otani. We talk about guys that are compulsive gamblers. Like I've been in clubhouses, guys. Listen, you guys know at work. You have the Masters pool when the Master comes out. You have the NCAA tournament, March Madness.
Jock got slapped by Tommy Pham. We're well aware of these guys gambling.
Of course. If you're a guy that gambles, and I've taken part, when I played, I did a little bit of the Masters pool or the NCAA tournament, and I'm not a gambler, but I did that for fun, or, fantasy football, right? Shohei Otani does none of that stuff. None of that stuff. Okay? So if you're a guy that has so many bets every single day. You're going to be checking your phone. Okay, I'm going to see if this hit. I'm going to check the TVs, see if North Carolina beat Duke. I'm going to see if whatever, right? He does none of that stuff, has no interest in that stuff. He's baseball 24/7. And, guys, his teammates have said that. So we know who their gamblers are, who wants to participate in the NCAA bracket pool, the Masters pool, or what have you. Shohei Otani does none of that. It's really out of his characteristic.
No, but he knew that his interpreter, who he spent every minute of every day with, was doing it. So I would just disagree on that. I don't believe them. I'm not even saying what he did was felonious. I'm just saying I don't believe the story. I mean, trust me, it takes one to know one. I've told a few tall tales in my day, But Jerry, we love you. I love you, pal. And good luck today. Is it Gavin Stone on the mound?
Gavin Stone for us tonight on the mound.
Fifth round pick. I mean, you guys in the development, you make me sick. Also, I'm putting together a giant killer list of all-time Dodgers who just crushed the Giants. Scott Hairston's on this list, so let him know that. Yeah,
Scotty is doing well. His son Landon is a pretty good baseball player. Hopefully he'll be a giant killer soon.
I hate you. No, thanks for coming on, bud. Have
Jerry.
a good one.
You guys take care.
Yep.
That was great. He's a good guy.
Oh, great guy.
Yeah.
Great guy. I really enjoy his point of views, and